Hi guys, how are we doing? Welcome back. Robert Ian Bonnick, inspirational speaker, inspirational coach and author of Soul Survivor, published with New Holland. Now, in today's session, we're going to talk about 3 tips. Shall I publish myself, self-publish, or go through a publisher? All right? So as I remember to say, share this, guys. Always share this, okay? So share that content. Let's get this moving. Let's get other people impacted. Let's get lots of great stories out there, right? And look, as you know, this is part of a series, how to turn your story into a 6 or 7 figure income. Now remember, there's different types of people, right? So one maybe just want to write the book, and not worry about the other stuff. That's fine. This can help you. The content that we're delivering can help you for sure. Others want to take it far as they can as part of them building their own brand. And that brand can then be monetized to the tune of 6 or 7 figures, okay? So remember, we have a pretty wide range here, right? From book enthusiast to someone who wants to build a brand. Okay, let's kick into today's session. Publish or self-publish? What should I do, Rob? Okay, so 3 tips. Tip number 1, right now, and this kind of goes back to what is it that you want to achieve from writing this book? Are you a person who just wants to write a book, for your own sense of catharsism, for your own sense of maybe something to show your kids, to show your family, to show your friends, that type of thing? For that, I'll go for self-published. Are you the type of person who has a profile already in your business niche or in your celebrity niche? You're well known already, right? People know who you are, right? In that case, I'll look at going published, right? For example. So let me dive just a little bit deeper into the reasons why, because there's 3 tips I'm going to give you. So the first one is that, getting a book deal isn't easy, guys, right? The publisher, so what the publisher does, okay, so they're going to take your manuscript, then they're going to work with their in-house editor who's going to work with you to polish that manuscript. Then they're going to go away. They're going to arrange that book. They're going to separate it. They're going to create the printing plates for it, the templates for it. Obviously, the structure of the book needs to be right as well. Then they're going to have a company who are going to make that book, deliver back to you a physical copy. Boom. Doesn't stop there. Then they're going to market the book for you. Depending on kind of which publisher you get, they're going to arrange interviews for you, right? That will be online interviews. That will be television at best interviews. That will be interviews with famous, people on radio, right? And they're going to probably arrange a little launch party for you where you can invite your friends and they can invite some people as well. They're going to make sure that it goes to all of the major channels, right? That your Amazons, your Booktopias, all those other different ones in the different countries. They're going to organize a distribution to all of the different stores, okay? Depending what stores, which shops, retail outlets they're working with, right? They're going to do all of that. They're going to turn it into an online resource, so like an audio book, right? So all of this is a lot of work. It's not that simple, right? And for that, based upon the deal that you sign, which we'll get into in another episode, but you're probably going to end up with maybe 10%, so that ends up being, $1, $2, $3 for each book that's sold, right? Based upon the price that you're going to sell the book for. So in other words, they're taking 60 to 70%, maybe even more, right, of the income from the sale of that book, because they have to cover all of those costs. But on the other hand, what you're getting is a distribution system, right, to get the word out there, to get the book out there, right? So obviously, and we'll get into this in another upcoming little class as well, there's a difference between a hardworking author and an author who works hard. And you really want to be the hardworking author because writing the book is only the first part. You've got to promote it as well, which we'll get into in another section. So in other words, guys, a publisher, I went the publisher route. I was fortunate enough to get a good book deal. Now, it was great because then I was able to get it out there on all those platforms without having to do that work myself. But what I gave them was a story. right? What I gave them was a following. I have a following, right? On Instagram and, well, not so much Instagram, but social media, I've got a good following. Offline, I have a good following because I've been, doing lots of high profile activities. So they already knew that I can promote this to a lot of different people, maybe people that they couldn't reach. So in other words, we struck a deal based upon symbiosis, what I can do for them and what they can do for me, right? And it made sense for me being the first book for me to do it that way, and I'm really glad that I did. Holland had been great to me, right? So that's that route. But if you don't have a profile, if you don't have a name, if you don't have any of that, then it's difficult for a publisher to really invest in you because it's an investment, right? This stuff can take a year, from the time that you start, finish, and the book comes out, right? So it's a lot of time, right? So you have to understand that A, it's not that easy, B, there's a lot of things which are riding on this. And they're making a bet on you. That's what the publisher is doing. They're making a bet on you that they can sell lots of copies of books and get their money back and make some money, right? And so for me, as I said, with a profile, it's better to go. I think it's better to go the published route. It's great. If you're not known, go the self-published route. The self-published route will be a lot cheaper for you. Amazon can do it. You can do it on demand with Kindle on Amazon. We'll get into that in another episode. So you can do it literally with very little input. In terms of that back end, right? That back end, which you don't really want to be doing, guys. Okay, so they're my 3 tips, right? Where to go: self-publish, publish, author, and approach a company, and so on. There's 2. The third one is that if you need to approach a publisher, then you need to write a letter of introduction as well. Right, which then is explaining what your book is about, and why they should take you on. So there's a lot more in this, guys. It's not straightforward. It's not easy to get a publisher. So in most cases, I would probably opt for the self-published route. Okay. Now, on that note, so remember that we have a Facebook group. The link will be in the description. Join the Facebook group. Share that link around. All right, because it'll be really helpful for you just to imbibe this kind of knowledge. All right, that's a very, very important resource for you. The second thing is that, so look, tomorrow we've spoken about the publisher, but let's get back into like how long it's really going to take you to write this book. We've dealt with it briefly before, but let's go into a little bit more detail on how long it's going to take you to write this book and why it takes that long, because that's a really important part of this entire process. All right, so thanks for watching, guys, and look forward to seeing you on the next one. Bye for now.